Hi friends on YouTube. I'm just adjusting a little bit our screen today. The living room feels different. Okay. Hi guys. Hey puppy. Hi everyone. It's Deanna here. I'm so excited you're here for Midday Motion. We're about to start Open Flow. Jasper, come here. Come say hi. Yes, I don't normally like when you go on my yoga mat, but that's all right. So this is Jasper. He is our English Shepherd, and he is really, really sweet. He's gonna start crying at the cat in a sec. We adopted a cat by accident. She was a stray, we couldn't find her family, and then she became ours. So he's about to go into the bedroom. I'm gonna give people a minute to get settled. We're gonna go ahead and announce our Valentine's Day giveaway in just a moment. So take a moment, get your space set up. I am so happy you're here. Jasper, let's go into the bedroom. Come on. All right. All right. Hey guys, so if you missed it, Jasper was just here, and he's our dog. He's an English Shepherd. He's super cute. We love him. But we have a cat downstairs, our cat Valentina, we rescued by accident. She was just outside in our apartment complex. We took her in, searched so hard for her family. She didn't have a family, or we couldn't locate them, and now she's ours. So they like to cry at each other. So he got to say hi at the beginning of class. He went to the bedroom. Now I'm back. Okay, so we're here for Midday Motion. My name is Deanna with Motionally Available, and I have the super pleasure of getting to announce our Valentine's Day giveaway. It was a single series pass. So for example, yoga fundamentals for 6 weeks. And it's for you and a friend, which means I'm giving away 2 passes per person, which is super cool. Due to the absolutely really overwhelming and exciting responses I got, I'm gonna give away to 3 people, which means I'm giving away 6 passes. So if you're live and you hear your name, amazing. I will send you a DM and an email, probably about 3 o'clock today. But our winners are Blair, Elizabeth, and Jake, and I'm so excited. I couldn't help but give away more. I just got too excited. So it'll be a single series pass for you, and then you'll tell me who you're giving it to as your friend, and then I will send them it as well. And that is just super exciting. Let's get moving. So we are gonna start today on our back, and we're gonna work through some more subtle hip mobility. We've been doing some pretty big poses. For example, our low lunge and lizard that really work our hip mobility, but we're gonna go a little more subtle today. So stay with me, the work is good, I promise. And we're gonna start on our backs. Go ahead and get yourself settled. Maybe you'd like to use a bolster or a block. Yay, Blair, congratulations. And we will get started. We're gonna start just by placing our hands on our belly. Maybe on your sides, wherever it feels more comfortable. And I want you to just notice your breath. Big inhales. Big exhales. And then see if you can take that breath just a little longer. Now, as you breathe, I want you to not just notice your front of your body moving, but I also want you to draw attention to the sides of your body and then your back body, particularly the space that makes contact with the mat. You don't need to flatten your whole spine into the floor, but that would be the back of your pelvis and rib cage. As you exhale, imagine yourself getting a little heavier, hip, and everything in between, and also shoulder, shoulder, and everything in between. Keep your left knee where it is. Gently bring your right knee into your chest and release your fingers over the shin or behind the knee. And gently draw it in. You might notice your low back flattens out. That's okay. But make sure those hips don't start to move. They stay really stable. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift the heel to the ceiling. Straight leg. Maybe bring your hands down for support. Exhale, straight leg lower, only until you feel your edge. So if you lose your core, come a little higher. Inhale, knee to chest, heel to ceiling. Long exhale. One more time. Inhale, knee to chest, heel to ceiling. Exhale. Place the right foot down on the ground. Take a moment center just to feel your hips even right to left. And then also in vertical space, no tilting, really flat into the ground. Take a full breath with me. Slowly bring your left knee into the chest and release the fingers over the shin or behind the knee. You can notice how your spine starts to flatten downward. Make sure your hips do not tilt. Really rooted, hip, shoulder, shoulder. On your next inhale, lift your left heel to the ceiling. Maybe bring your hands down for support. Exhale, straight leg lower until you feel your edge. If you lose engagement because it's too low, come up. Inhale, knee to chest, heel to ceiling. Exhale, long leg lower. One more time. Inhale in and up. Exhale, long leg lower. Bring both feet flat. Bring the soles of your feet together and open up the knees, laying cobblers. If you feel like that low back lift is a little too high, tuck the pelvis, restart. Take a moment to close your eyes. And I want you to acknowledge the subtle strength in your core and torso. Everything from your pelvic floor to the hip bones to between the hips, 360 around the waistline, the intercostal muscles between the ribs, and then the abdominals that run the center up through the ribs. I want you to acknowledge the strength of your pecs and shoulders and how they're all connected into your big core and torso. How so many muscles all feed together to work your posture. You might come to an intention for today's practice that thinks about those subtle things in the body or the mind. The subtle things that build up a web of a bigger part of your practice. Take a few breaths to yourself. Gently blink the eyes open and bring the knees upright. I want you to take a moment to engage the lowest part of your belly, the space between your hip bones. And then I want you to engage the space around your waistline. So imagine the midline is right where the belly button is, and that also engages inward. And then I want you to acknowledge your rib cage. Engage that inward into the space between the upside down V of your ribs. And then I want you to engage and imagine that strength coming up into your sternum. Really thinking about that whole midline today. It runs from the pubic bone, through the belly button, up to the center of the torso, between the ribs, and up to the sternum. Go ahead and curl that midline up, coming to roll like a ball. You're going to release the feet overhead and slowly roll towards sitting. And I encourage you to do this slowly and mindfully. Not just relying on the arms to C curve, but also that midline curling up. You now have strength working inward and also vertically, tailbone to chest. You can include the head in that as well, tucking the chin. Take 2 more on your own. And then I want you to pause in your seated position. Maybe your heels are off the ground for Navasana or boat. Take a moment to zip up the toes, knees, thighs, the lowest part of your abdominals, the space between your hip bones, around your belly button, between the ribs, all the way to the sternum. Take 1 long breath with me. See if you can extend those arms into any shape. Tabletop. Roll over those ankles, or you can sweep the legs around. Take a moment to make sure that the wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips. Fingers spread wide. Gaze between the thumbs so the neck is long. And then go ahead and engage the lowest part of the belly, the space between your ribs, and zip up that midline. I want you to imagine that line literally drawn along the front of your body. On your next inhale, drop the belly. Stretch that line long as you come through cow. Gaze forward, tailbone up. Exhale. I want you to imagine that line curving upward as you drop the head and the pelvis and lift the belly and spine. Continue at your own pace. Really slow cat and cows today. I want you to imagine that midline line truly bending and flexing as you take this. You might imagine that there's a piece of flexible plastic or something physically on you running in that midline, that you're stretching in your cow and then curving and engaging through your cat. Finish your breath in your own time, and we'll meet in down dog. Fingers spread wide, ears between the biceps, shoulders away from the ears, but you're still pressing the floor away. Imagine like you're lifting something high over your head, but you're now upside down, and what you're lifting is the floor. Hips up and back, heels drive down, but it's okay if they don't touch the mat. It's okay to put a little bend in the knees. I want you to imagine that midline strong. Strong and engaged, drawn inward. And then slowly start to tippy-toe the feet all the way to the hands, trying to keep that midline engaged the whole time. Take a moment and ragdoll to sway it out. Release the arms, release the head. Maybe gaze at the knees to soften the back of the neck. First time we stand today is a roll rather than a hinge. A little bend in the knees, root the tailbone downward. Engage the space in the lowest part of your belly as you stack the spine. Work up through the waistline and the middle back. Work between the rib cage, the upper back, and then our shoulders. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, cycle the arms. Exhale, flow down through chair. Straight long spine, straight long midline. Inhale, tall. Exhale as you lift the heels, like your breath out gently makes the heels more buoyant. Inhale, think tall as you drop the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Your choice to drop the knees. Inhale, I encourage you to take cobra today for a little more activation. Hands, pelvis, and thighs press down. Exhale, down dog. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels. Exhale, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, hinge to stand, all the way up, flat spine and midline. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, cycle the arms. Exhale, chair. Inhale, tall. Exhale, lift the heels. Inhale, drop the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, down dog. Feel equal weight in your hands. Inhale the right foot up, three-legged dog. Flex the ankles, the toes dial down. Exhale, knee to nose, round forward, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. This time we're stepping it through in runner's lunge. Feet are hip width apart. Feel free to adjust. All 10 toes face forward. Plant the left hand, extend the right arm forward. Really feeling length from your right fingertips to your back heel. Make sure you gaze down. Keep stretching. How long can you make that line? Release the right hand for low lunge. Bring the left knee down. Option to untuck the toes. Come upright right away. Hands to knees and then to hips. I want you to take your front leg in, so both your right knee and your left knee are at a right angle. I want you to notice the neutralness of your pelvis. Keep it straight up and down, tailbone rooted down. Without shifting downward, I want you to shift only forward. This subtle movement, it might just be an inch, is going to stretch your hip flexor in a different way. Often in low lunge, you stay where you are. We tip our pelvis so far forward. This is the angle of my pelvis right now. We get a different stretch in the hip flexor. But if we come all the way up, it's vertical, and we just shift it forward in space, we get something different. Stay here for 2 more breaths with me. Bring the right hand to the hip, floor, or a block. And simply bring the left arm to the ceiling and tip slightly. Don't lean forward, stay really vertical. We're trying to once again continue to stretch that left hip flexor. We might also get some psoas work. Psoas is one of the only muscles that connects our upper body to our lower body. Gently come upright. Bring the hands down, pyramid pose. Tuck your back toe, scoot the back foot forward, and fold into the staggered fold. I want you to take your right hand to your low back. It should be nice and flat. So shift your weight forward if you need to. Blocks are your friends. So if I were to place a block on your low back, it would not fall off to the right or to the left. Hold with one more long breath for me. On your next inhale, step the left foot forward, forward fold. Exhale over. Inhale, hinge to stand. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, cycle the arms. Exhale, chair, engage that midline. Inhale, tall. Exhale, heels up. Inhale, heels down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Feel equal weight in your hands. Inhale, lift the left foot up, three-legged dog. Flex the ankle, dial the toes down. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Step it through and runner's lunge. Take a moment to pause, check your stance. Feet are hip width apart, all 10 toes face forward. Plant the right hand down. Left arm reaches straight forward. This is a big back strengthener, and also a great way to connect to the core and the length, fingertips to back heel. Take one more long breath with me. Bring the left hand down. Right knee down, preparing for low lunge. Option to untuck those toes. Bring your hands to your knees and then to your hips and straight up. Move your front foot so there's a right angle in your left and right knee. Take a moment to acknowledge your pelvis straight up and down, not tilted, underneath you. And then shift forward just an inch or two. In this pose, you'll notice your knee might travel over your toes more. That's okay. We're staying so upright, this is a really safe position. If you feel that slack in your low back, come out of it, re-engage. This is a very unglamorous low lunge, but it's so valuable. Make that subtle work important to you. It'll become glamorous, I promise. Option to take a tip. Left hand to your hip, reaching down or touching down. Right hand up, and gently lean away. Try not to tip forward. Keep going. Take one long breath with me. Release upright, and then down. Tuck your back toes, preparing for pyramid. As you scoot the back foot forward, make sure your feet are hip width apart and all 10 toes face forward. Use your left hand to check your low back. If you sit too far back in our pyramid, it usually means the forward leg, drops the hip. Use those blocks, shift your weight forward. Not down, but forward in space. Take another long breath with me. On your next inhale, step the right foot forward and exhale, fold. Inhale, hinge to stand all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, cycle the arms. Exhale, chair. Pause here this time. Continue to breathe naturally. Bring the hands back by the hips and shift your weight into your right foot. Crescent lunge, step the left foot back. This is a high lunge. Gently bring your hands up for heart center as the upper body becomes upright. Maybe you take a shallow crescent. That way you can really focus on that vertical pelvis. Straight, strong midline growing from it. Hips forward, shoulders face forward, no twisting in the body. Gently straighten both legs. Turn all 10 toes to face the side of your mat or more at a diagonal, if that's where your feet land you. Inhale, arms out and up. We're in a straddle, but shallow today. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, and take a shoulder stretch in the shallow straddle with me. If you don't want to do the shoulder stretch, that's okay. Just fold. If you're in a shoulder stretch with me, on an inhale, bend the knees. On an exhale, straighten the legs. Take that 2 more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Use the strength in your core. Engage that lowest part of your belly first. And see if you can start to hinge up as your fist comes back by the tailbone. Release your arms. Runner's lunge on the right side. Step the left foot forward. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Take a big exhale. Inhale, hinge to stand. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, cycle the arms. Exhale, chair. Inhale, hold to keep breathing naturally. Bring your hands back by your hips. Keep that midline strong. We're going to move into crescent. Shift your weight into the left foot. Step the right one back. Gently bring your hands to heart center or straight up as you come upright. If you need to take a shallower crescent, that's okay. Feel that pelvis be totally vertical in space, just like when we're on the ground. Take another breath with me. Straighten both legs. Spin your heels down so all 10 toes face the same way. Maybe you're facing the right edge of your mat, or maybe you're more on a diagonal like me. This time I want you to bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward, no arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Use those hands on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Last time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Take a full breath just to hang out upside down. Gently peek at your left foot. Transition through runner's lunge at the top of your mat. And then drop your right knee. Come into a kneeling pose. Left knee down as well. Bring your hands to your lap or heart center. With our knees together in a seated position, our hips can really rest. If you find that you just can't sit in a kneeling position, that's okay. Bring those feet out from underneath you and sit in a more comfortable position for you. Gently start to work your way down into child's pose. Hands can walk forward. Maybe they're outstretched, back by the feet, or in another shape that feels comfortable. If you want another few breaths with your knees wide, that's okay, go for it. If you'd like to keep them close like I am, that's good too. I want you to take 5 long breaths to yourself as we close class. As you do, come back to your intention. Acknowledge the work you've done and how that intention helped you move today. Feel free to stay where you are, or gently begin to sit up, palms under shoulders. Lift the upper body. Bring those hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're coming to ballet, we're going to start in just a minute. So get yourself settled. Thanks for coming to yoga, guys. Bye. Hi, guys, on Instagram. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to see so many people stopping by. Have a great day.